How do the creators of some of the most popular anime in the world manage to find such remote islands, villages, and straight up wilderness to set their stories in?
Take Barakamon for example, an anime literally about being exiled to the most remote place possible in order for the main character to focus on nothing but his calligraphy.
It doesn't really work out that way, but not because the setting isn't remote enough, because of this thing. It's set in the town of Tomie on the southernmost tip of one of the most remote islands in all of Japan. As a huge fan of the anime, I wanted to visit for myself, but was quickly slapped in the face by reality. Even if I made my way all the way down to Nagasaki, that would just be the beginning of my journey.
Located over 100 kilometers off the coast, getting to Tomie requires a 3-hour ferry ride.
And then,
there are no buses that run that far south.
I'd have to rent a car and drive another 30 minutes just to be rewarded with nothing.
There are no hotels,
no restaurants,
not even a konbini. Fried chickenless, I'd have to survive solely off this cigarette vending machine, which appears to be the only form of sustenance in town.
Not even I am a big enough weeb for that pilgrimage.
I'm being a bit harsh. For the right person, the quiet atmosphere and scenic beaches would make for a great expedition. I'm just saying that it's not exactly on the anime golden route. The entire island of Fukui only has a population of 33,000, despite it being almost identical in size to its neighbor Fukuoka, which has a population of 1.6 million. A-tier remoteness.
But if we're going by population, then we have to talk about Higurashi,
which to this day is the scariest anime ever made, and part of that can be attributed to its setting. A historic village hidden in the mountains of Gifu. For obvious reasons, the anime changed the town's name, but the distinct Gasho-style roofs make it clear that this is Shirakawa, which is one of the snowiest towns in all of Japan. As a designated World Heritage Site, the town has maintained its traditional charm.
But an increase in tourism from both anime fans and Gasho stands
has led to the building of more gift shops and more parking lots, so it's not an exact match to the anime's 80s setting, but the remote and somewhat creepy vibe is very much still alive.
For now.
Despite being easily accessible via this fancy expressway, currently only 1,400 people live in Shirakawa Village, so it definitely still qualifies as remote. B tier.
Several other rural anime are also set nearby, including the inn from Hanasaku Iroha and the home from Wolf Children, which surprisingly not only welcomes, but encourages anime fans to visit, stating that
there is no need to hesitate. As casual as visiting a relative's house, you can step into the life of those who lived in this home.
Reading that for the first time put a huge smile on my face. I don't think I've ever seen a tourist attraction that fully understands and embraces its fans in that way.
Located only 20 kilometers outside Toyama City, the Wolf Children home isn't the anime's most remote location. For that, we have to travel another 2.4 kilometers up.
Located high in the Tateyama Mountains is the stunning Mikuriga Pond, where Ame was brought by her teacher. Not only is this one of the highest anime locations, but the Mikurigaike Onsen is the highest hot spring in all of Japan. My Bakito Risuto just keeps getting longer. A tier. But surprisingly, this isn't the most difficult anime location to access. That award goes to Princess Mononoke. Everything from Irontown to the Forest of Spirits was inspired by Yakushima.
An island 100 kilometers off the coast of Kagoshima, its population is only 12,000, and that is because 90% of the island is covered in dense forest. 12,000 people, at least. The forest is also one of the rainiest places in not only Japan, but the entire world.
The locals would tell you,
but also that on Yakushima, it rains 35 days a month,
getting up to 390 inches per year. That's about 10 meters for my fellow splitheads.
When looking at images of the island, it is easy to see where Hayao Miyazaki got his ideas from.
I have never seen such lush and harsh terrain, and that's coming from someone who grew up in BC.
The island is also home to gangs of monkeys, deer, and tanuki, but no wolves or boars as far as I can tell. Getting to the island requires a 4-hour-long ferry from Kagoshima.
But unlike Tomie, Yakushima's beauty has definitely earned it a spot on my bucket list. S tier, remoteness. But it's not the most remote. There is one anime location that has an even lower population than Shirakawa-go. And no, I'm not talking about Antarctica from a place further than the universe.
That would be cheating. Just a 2-hour train ride from Osaka in the prefecture of Wakayama is Tomoga Island, population 0. This quite literally abandoned island is the setting of the 2022 anime Summertime Rendering, which if you haven't seen is a truly haunting thriller which follows a boy returning to his hometown for the funeral of his dearest childhood friend. The town itself is entirely fictional because, like I said, population 0, but there are several recognizable military ruins which are clearly featured throughout the anime.
Despite no one living on the island, a ferry still runs several times a day, so visiting would make for an unforgettable day trip from Osaka. For videos of me traveling across Japan in search of anime locations like these, check out this playlist here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.